An exhibition at the Phoenix Art Museum is showcasing the work of legendary photographer Richard Avedon, who is known as one of the most influential photographers of the 20th century. Emmy Miscavige is the Norton Family Assistant Curator of Photography at the Phoenix Art Museum, and she joins us now. Emmy, good to have you here. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Who was Richard Avedon?
Yeah, so he was one of the most iconic photographers of the 20th century and is known for photographing celebrities, but was really a celebrity in his own right and produced iconic images of so many of our beloved cultural figures.
Known for portraits, right?
Yes, absolutely. Portraits, fashion photography, and he had a 6-decade career.
Started as a fashion photographer, correct?
Yes, correct. And he actually made identity photographs for the military for 2 years, made portraits, while he was serving during World War II, and then immediately afterwards started working for Harper's Bazaar magazine. He studied with Alexei Brodovich, the esteemed art director of the magazine, and that's kind of how he got his start.
I saw, before we get to some of the photos here, I saw a quote where he said, "My portraits are more about me than the people I photograph." What did he mean by that?
Yeah, it's such a rich quote. It's so interesting to think about what that might mean. Avedon really was not a believer in the idea that a portrait distilled the essence of a person. He really thought about portraiture kind of more dynamically as an exchange of personalities, an exchange of energy between people. And I think his portraits, really help us think about, what do you learn from a picture of someone, from looking at it? And
yes.
it's the person who showed up to his studio on that day. It's one moment from a long life.
It's a snapshot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go to some of the photographs, and we start with Marilyn Monroe with a photograph that again, that says a lot, doesn't it, without saying anything?
Exactly, yeah. So this is one of the exhibition photographs that I'm really drawn to because the show, thinks about the gap between people's private lives and their public personas and how Avedon's photographs show that. And so this is from a photo shoot where he kind of caught her in this moment looking a little introspective, and that really contrasts, right, with how we think of her as this, exuberant celebrity who's full of life, and here he catches her in
yes.
kind of a quieter moment.
Shows the private life and the public life all in the same shot, doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
We have another one here from someone named Dovima. And who was Dovima, and what's she doing out there?
Yeah. So this is one of the models that Avedon worked with very closely. He had really close working relationships with a number of models for Harper's Bazaar and these other magazines throughout the 50s. And so she was, one of the biggest models of her time. And she actually created her name, Dovima, from Dorothy Virginia Margaret, and kind of taking the start of all of those names.
Yeah.
And she was the highest paid model in her time. And here we see one of Avedon's most iconic pictures of her where she's with these elephants, and he's shooting film. It's not digital. This is so far before digital. So just imagining what an eye he had to have to be able to catch a moment like that where she's mid-gesture and know, like, I got the shot.
I think wasn't she like one of the first supermodels?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
There's Dovima. Okay, the next one is Natasha Kinski, and this one is very provocative, and a lot of people recognize this one.
Yes, and she looks so calm, and I would not be calm in this situation because I'm a little freaked out by snakes. But this is a really iconic image that just kind of blew up in our culture. Like, people bought posters of this, and if you look closely, the snake's tongue is actually like right near her ear.
Near her ear,
it's a pretty, it's kind of an unsettling image. This kind of clash of the snake and the beauty of her figure. But this is just a couple of years before she really kind of shot to stardom as the central character in Wim Wenders' movie Paris, Texas from 1984.
Yeah, she had quite a career going for her. All right, Marian Anderson is our next photograph, and she was an opera star, and she had quite a story, didn't she?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was a contralto singer and performed in a variety of roles, and so the show really showcases Avedon's portraits of fellow creative people, like artists, writers, musicians, and and she's one of our performers that is featured. And I love how this image is so emblematic of how Avedon brings us so close to his subjects. You can see every pore, every wrinkle, every hair in their eyebrows, and I feel like looking at this picture, you can just feel the kind of the breath, the song coming out of her voice.
And again, Marian Anderson had to sing at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial because the Daughters of the American Revolution would not allow her to sing in Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. because of her race. That is, and that you can almost, once you know the story and hear the story, you can see that in the photograph,
exactly.
can't you?
It takes on a different gravity.
It does. Real quickly, before we go, we got to get to Paul McCartney here. He's the one we're going to show. That's a young Paul McCartney.
It is. I was just thinking about that earlier, looking really closely at this picture. And I mean, you can see like how freshly shaven he is, going back to just how close Avedon brings us to his sitters' faces. And, again, kind of a giant of popular culture in this moment of kind of, quietude, introspection, and you can feel the kind of calm and trust that Avedon had with his subjects.
Long before he was Sir Paul, there he is. Congratulations on this exhibition. How long does it run?
Thank you. It's on view until May 25th.
All right. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.